do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good.
Hey everyone, TheGamingChief here. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how to add and configure the Survivor Missions add-on to your DayZ Standalone Server. And once again, I just want to say I am starting off where I left off my last DayZ video, so if you're confused, I highly recommend if you start at the beginning of the series. Links are in the video description and on the top right hand side of your screen right now. And this video is broken up into 3 different parts. Timestamps are on your screen right now as well. So for part 1, it's going to be downloading and configuring the Survivor Missions add-on. So right now I do have the workshop page open. It's going to be link 1 in the video description. And then you want to make sure you are actually subscribed to the add-on. So I'm not signed into Steam, but I am subscribed to this add-on. And then you want to launch your game just to make sure you have it downloaded. I've already done this, so that's all good. Next, you're going to go ahead and go to where you have DayZ installed. So I'll go ahead and open up File Explorer. And it's on this drive, Programs, Steam Apps, Common. And then I have DayZ right here. If you subscribe to the add-on using the web page here, the add-on should appear in your workshop folder. And if you can't see this folder, make sure you go to View and then Show Hidden Items. And then you would look for Survivor Missions. And then because I didn't actually subscribe to this way, I downloaded it using the DayZ Standalone launcher. It's going to be in here. So it kind of depends. So if I look in here, you'll see I have Survivor Missions right here. So I can go and click on that. And it has everything in here. So now that we have found the Survivor's Mission folder, what we need to do is we need to get this to our server somehow. In this case, I'm going to be using 7-zip to archive it. So I'm going to use 7-zip, add it to that. So I've created a 7-zip file, or you can use Renoir or any other application to create some sort of single file, as it makes it easier to copy it over. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on this, and I'm going to copy. And now that I have it copied, I'm just going to go ahead and remote into the server that I've been using in all the previous videos. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste that file to the desktop. And that's going to go ahead and transfer it. You could also upload it to Google Drive or any other method that works for you. And then now I'm going to go ahead and go to my server directory, so I'll open up File Explorer. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up this 7-zip file. And then it has the mod in here, and I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop it in. And then I can close this 7-zip folder. And then I don't like to have any spaces or special characters in my mod name, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the spaces. And now that we renamed that, we're going to go ahead and go inside this folder. And then we have the keys, and we need to copy this key. And we're going to go ahead and copy it into our keys folder down here. And then we'll go ahead and paste the key in here. And now that we copied the key, we're going to go ahead and go back into the Survivor Missions folder. And then we have the server files. And then we have MP Missions. And then we have the Survivor Mission module. And we're going to go and right click on that, and we're going to copy this. And then next, we're going to go ahead and go to where your MP mission is for your game mission. So that's going to be an MP missions. And then I'm using Chernarus Plus. I believe it out of the box, this only works on Chernarus. So it's going to be in this folder. And I'm going to go ahead and paste that in here. And then I'm going to go inside of this folder. Then we have this file here, the events world data underscore chernarusplus.c. And we actually have to rename this file. And we just have to get rid of the Chernarus Plus. So it's just eventsworlddata.c. And now that we've renamed that, we can go ahead and go into the missions folder here. And then we're going to have the missions.h file. And then you're going to need to open that in any text editor. In my case, I'm going to be using Addon. So I'm just going to find that file real fast, which should be in here. And then what we need to do is we need to change this to match our current mission name. So if I pull up File Browser here, and let me drag this down. You can see we are in an MP Missions, DayZ offline.chernarus plus, then the Survivor Missions folder, then that. And that needs to match. So right here, this is if your folder was named Survivor Missions or Survivor Events. However, that's not the case. Ours is just called DayZ offline.chernarus plus. So we need to go ahead and copy this. But I'm just going to copy the DayZ offline part. And then I'm going to go and click back in here. And then I'm just going to replace all of this right here to match. That way the file paths are the same. And this is commented out, but I'm going to fix it anyways. So that way it's going to be DayZ offline.chernarus plus, and that way this will all map correctly, and it all will go to correct files in here and they'll all line up. And now that we have the file path set, we can go back to the main root directory of our server. We'll go back into survivor missions again, and then we'll go back into server files, and then we find the profile folder, and then we have survivor missions in here. And we're going to go ahead and copy that. And then next we need to go to your server profile. Currently I have mine named server name. You can find out what yours is if you open up your batch file that launches the server. So if I just find my batch file, and then if I just do -profile, if I could type correctly, we can see I'm using the profiles server name. So that's how I know this is the folder. And then you need to paste that in here. And that pastes survivor missions. And we're going to go in here, and then we need to edit mission settings.c. So we'll open that in a text editor. And then right here, we need to go ahead and change the MP missions again to match the path of our current MP missions where we have everything set up. So if we go back to MP missions, again, I just need to change this to be DayZ offline.Chernarus plus instead of survivor events. So I'll change those two lines. So that way it all lines up. So that all lines up correctly. And then the next thing is it's just going to have your profile and then survivor missions. You shouldn't need to change that because if we look in our profile, and then survivor missions is located right there, right after the profile, so that is correct. And then we also have a couple settings we can change here. So we have debug mode, a bunch of other information here, along with if you want to clean up on start, delay time. Everything is very well commented, so you can just read this. And then if you see all these bool values, these need to be true or false. Int values are typically going to be some sort of number, or they'll always be a number. So this is the number of seconds for the next mission. Just some standard stuff. You can go through this, and these are very well explained in here, telling you exactly what they do. And you can make any edits you need to. In my case, I'm going to leave it at completely default settings. And the next, you're going to need to open up your start.bat file, so the file that you use to launch your server. So I have mine launched, yours may look differently, but the general idea is we got to go to the line that's actually starting the server. So in that case, mine's going to be line 71, where it starts the mod server, and it sets everything up here. And since we found this line now, we got to go ahead and add something here. So after you have your normal mods, we're going to go ahead and add a new parameter. And this parameter is just going to be called -server mod. And we'll say that's equal to, and then in our case, we are using the survivor missions, and we have no space in there because we renamed the folder. And the reason why we're doing -server mod here is we only want the server to run this. We don't need the client to run this, and we don't want this to report it to the DayZ Standalone launcher, or else the players will be joining with this mod enabled, and then it won't work for them. They can't have it enabled on their client. You only run it on the server. You don't run it on the clients or the players joining. And if you don't have it already, we also need this other parameter here. Basically, it just allows the server to write files in the server directory, logs, stuff like that. So we need that. And then we can go ahead and save. And then we can go ahead and launch our server and make sure everything's working properly. So I'm going to go ahead and run my start server.bat. And because my script does check just to see if everything's updated, it's going to go ahead and make sure that the game's updated along with all my mods. If you're interested in how to do that, I do have a previous video. Check the link in the description for the DayZ series. And we'll just go ahead and wait for this to start. Alrighty, and it looks like everything's started, so we can go ahead and minimize out of our remote connection. And then we're going to go ahead and open up the DayZ Standalone launcher on our computer. And then we're going to go ahead and search for our server. And our server comes up, and if we go here and we show the info, we can see that it does not show that we have the survivor missions mod, because the DayZ Standalone launcher should never see it because it's a server-side mod only. So the client doesn't need to download this at all. So we're going to go ahead and join. Alrighty, now that I'm in game, I do have a radio on me, and I have it turned on, currently tuned into 99.7, and that's the default config that I'll go ahead and it'll give the audio lines about the missions that are happening, but it'll also say something in the side chat as well. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for a mission to spawn. Alrighty, and it looks like it went ahead and gave us the information there. So it just told us some information. And it gave us the location of the mission, so we can actually head over there. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And what we can do real fast, I went ahead and remoted back into the server for just a moment. And then if we go into our server name folder or your normal server profiles, and if we go ahead and open up the scripts log here, and we go to the bottom, and we see survival missions, it went ahead and just gave us some information on where it's at. So let me just copy that real fast. And this just makes it easier so we can jump over there real fast. And then we can go and minimize back out of that, get back in game, open up our admin menu. And we'll just go ahead and select ourselves, and then we're just going to type in some coordinates real fast. And we can go and teleport over there. And this just makes it a little easier to get here. And it immediately lets us know that we've entered the mission zone. And if I go ahead and just grab a gun, we can definitely hear in here that they've spawned. That's awkward, I don't have any ammo, but alrighty, and I came back now that it has some ammo. And we're just gonna go ahead and go through here. And then it looks like we found the survivor on the ground here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take some of this stuff.
Show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. 'Cause you
Alrighty, and it looks like I went ahead and I just killed a bunch of zombies. Looks like I killed most of them. And then we have the target here, so we have some items in here. Sounds like there's more of them. But yeah, so all the mission stuff is here. And then it sounds like we got a few more zombies coming. Alrighty, and it looks like I got rid of the rest of the zombies. So as you saw right over there, the mission loot was over there, which is already gone now. And if we go up here, we can find the character here from the actual mission. And we had grabbed his stuff. And other than that, yeah, seems like everything's working properly. And that's about it. Any important information or corrections will be posted in the description along with in the pinned comment. There should be some more videos soon about kill feed, custom loading screens, watermarks, etc. There's even a video on the new DayZ expansion mod coming soon. And if you guys have any video suggestions or mod set videos you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. And if you guys need help or have any issues, feel free to leave a comment on the video or join my Discord server for help, and that is linked in the video description. If this video helped you, please consider subscribing. Other than that, have a great day.
Yeah. What's on the other side of inhibition? Ooh, I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so cool.